There's no clarity from the White House's perspective on what's happening in Egypt, at least in the last 36 hours. Still a pretty unclear situation there. But when you look at sort of the challenge facing Obama, it's really been the same all week, and that is, does he or doesn't he cut off aid? Yesterday, he had a little more pressure on him to cut off aid. You heard Senator McCain. He jumped in on that. Let's listen to what McCain had to say on the talk shows.
We have no credibility. We know that the administration called in the Egyptians and said, look, if you do a coup, we're going to cut off aid because that's the law. We have to comply with the law. And we're in this administration did not do that after threatening to do so.
Tom, here's the real challenge for the administration. While Republican senators like McCain are pressuring him there, at the same time in Egypt, you just saw this overnight, the foreign minister in Egypt, he's also saying that they want to review U.S. aid. The sign, right, Sarah, is that actually it's really not all that important. You can go ahead and cut your aid. So this aid question doesn't seem to be the pivotal one right
Hans,
now.
What is our dialogue with Egyptian officials right now? Is it through the State Department? Is it through the ambassador in Cairo? Or is it directly out of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue?
It's none of those. I suspect some of that is happening, at least at the state and ambassadorial level. This is a Defense Department relationship. Al-Sisi, he's had numerous phone conversations with Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel. Hagel, I mean, they had dozens of conversations last week. Hagel has yet to really convince Sisi to do what the U.S. thinks is the right thing, and that is have just a little more openness and have a little more dialogue with the Muslim Brotherhood. But that's the key relationship. There's so much mill-mill, so many ties between the two militaries. Of course, they canceled the exercises last week. But and there's this money that gets deposited in the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. This is an account that the Egyptians have there. We have not dispersed, of the $1.3 billion in U.S. aid, we have not dispersed some $585 billion of it. That money gets put into the Federal Reserve account, and then they can draw it down for maintenance and on their military equipment.
Well, the president has that decision to make also. Back from vacation, Hans Nichols, he's going to be meeting with members of the financial industry to talk about Dodd-Frank. I know he's also facing some deadlines here on health care. Talk about what else is on his plate.
Well, this is a check-in on Dodd-Frank to just see whether or not they're making their mark. It's also optical, right? The president's bringing these people in for a meeting at the White House. Then he's going to go on his little road show in upstate New York later this week to talk about the economy. Look, if Egypt continues to burn and there continue to be wildfires in Idaho, the president isn't going to have much chance to talk about the economy and refocus attention on that.